Hey, 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 this is Coach Kinsey Shae with Bobby Merwin. And
Hello.
today we just wanted to pop on and just, are you taking one day at a time? Are you letting things kind of get in the way and muffle up your vision, your perspective?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
I am. Are you talking to me? I think you're talking to me. Yes, I am. I'm having an issue. I'm having an issue with that. It's amazing how it comes around, though. I mean, when we talk about the things that we talk about, it's not like they don't enter our lives.
Mhm.
They do.
Yeah,
So we need to revisit these things. So this
yeah,
is like a good self-maintenance for us. It's like the
it is.
person that is a gym trainer. You know, the gym trainer is always fit because they're at the gym.
Right.
Yeah.
Very much. I
Mhm.
think a lot of things that, and I actually just did a post about it, and it's basically, are you focusing on your chatterbox of your mind instead of feeling the present moment,
Mhm.
feeling the world around you? Because when you drop into your heart, when you really get into your intuitive space, and you really just smell, taste, hear, see everything around you in the present
Mhm.
moment. Like take some notes from like in the indigenous, a lot of the like especially the Native American, they don't
Mhm.
have they everything's in the present. Like their vocabulary is everything in the present. And we can
Mhm.
really take stock in that and take note,
Yeah.
just
Yep.
being at one with yourself, at one with nature, at one with just acceptance of who you are and where you're
Mhm.
at and where you want to go. We've talked about it a
Yep.
lot. We're putting a dot on the map so that you can put in the GPS of where you want to go.
Yeah.
You kind of have to know where you're at, and that requires being present. Not
Mhm.
who you used to be, not, the shame and guilt, not
Yeah.
that, oh my God, did I really do that? What was the lesson? What was the lesson?
Right, and you brought up, indigenous people and how their language is in the
Yeah,
present. I think that they take it as known that they have learned from the past, now they're just going forward. So they're the professionals at, having the rear view mirror versus the, windshield.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is the whole point of this is just really gaining perspective, and we can really look at different cultures to really gain perspective. uh,
Mhm.
that in our life, we tend to say, oh, I'm Gen X, so this is who I am. I love it when
Mhm.
clients tell me that, and I'm like, if that's who you are, why are you coming to me? You
Right. If
already
you're
know
Gen
who
X,
you are.
It, wait, if you're Gen X, you don't need me. You have no problems. You stifled it or you drank it away. So, you're fine. You're fine.
Well, I think a lot of Gen Xers, we have a tendency to be very easygoing. And that's why a lot of people say we're like the forgotten or we're lazy or we just go with the flow for a lot of it because that's
Hmm.
what we had to do growing up. We just had
Hmm.
to go with the flow, whatever happened, embrace the suck, you know.
Embrace the suck.
It's only
Yes, thank you.
one day.
Uh, the world, the world did not revolve around us.
Yeah,
It wasn't. We didn't have social media.
yeah,
Um, we didn't have those things. We had bicycles and riding in the back of trucks and
yeah,
yeah. And I've told you many times on and off air. Have no idea how I'm still alive.
exactly.
Absolutely none.
Exactly. I mean, I just remember crazy. I mean, just climbing the trees,
Mhm.
getting on your bike and like ramping it up and playing in dirty ass puddles. And it was fun.
Mhm.
We just made a common everyday things that parents would be horrified at
Oh
today.
god, today? Geez, if a kid's soccer uniform gets dirty, they're like, "Oh, geez, stop. We gotta dust you off." When you were talking about the indigenous people earlier, you made me think of how the different cultures and different places in the world handle things a little bit differently. Yet when it comes back around, they're all the same. There was a doctor out of the University of San Francisco about 50, 60 years ago. Don't quote me. His name was Dr. Paul Ekman.
Yeah.
And he went out all over the world, got a grant to go all over the world and ask people basically the same questions just to see how they would react to them.
Right.
And the common denominator was that their facial expressions ended up all being the same.
Yeah.
They might have explained it differently. They might have talked about it differently, but they all reacted the same way. So it's to say that we can get the information, get it in, and it's our choice on how we react after that, and taking things one day at a time. Or as I was saying to you earlier, take things 1 hour at a time, because anybody can get down at any time. I got some bad news the other day, and it really sent me for a loop. And here I am, the mental health professional. So that's okay. Let's fight through it, but it took me a minute. It did. It took me some time. So.
And I really think the power is in intention and making a decision to really set precedents and really regulating your mind. Like when your chatterbox is going, you don't have to listen to it. You can reframe those limiting beliefs. When you are activated and your nervous system reacts and you get emotional, you can regulate your nervous system. And that's a key component in my coaching is just self-regulation. Because once we can regulate ourselves, then I really think the world would be a better place. Instead of being, extrospective, I'm going to butcher that, be more introspective,
Yes.
Yeah.
Extrospective. I'll take that. I'll take it. Yes.
I said it the other day. I was talking to my girlfriend and she goes, "Did you just make that word up?" I go, "I think it's really a word." And she goes, "You need to do a live about that." We had a really awesome conversation about it.
But now it's time for new words with Kinsey.
But it is actually a word because I looked it up.
Okay, there you go. There you go. That's funny.
It is a word. It's just a word. But the thing is a lot of times we validate our worth based upon other people, everything outside of us, meaning extra.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all the extra crap of what other people believe, what other people's expectations, other people, that's how we validate our worth. But if we go from an internal way where we're validating our worth on who we were yesterday and how we've up leveled, that is more powerful and it validates our worth because we are growing. And so anybody that's listening, the power is inside of you. It truly is. I didn't mean to
use the force.
Yeah. Use the force, man.
Use the force. Exactly. And to touch on that, because you're not wrong. I mean, I believe that you are right. However, the difficulty is visiting yourself. That is the hardest person to visit. You and I talk, and if you have a problem and you want to share it with me and we can bounce things around, that's so easy for me because it's not me. I don't have to deal with that. But looking inside of yourself and dealing with that, that's where the difficulty lies. And you need to give yourself some grace when it comes to that. You need to take some time, forgive yourself, and know that you can muddle through and get to the next step and go, oh, okay, I got past that. Cool. It's not going to happen instantaneously. So have expectations that are, achievable.
Yeah, I really kind of look at it like we've spent decades laying this pipeline, right, in our body, in our nervous system, where, they're kind of almost permanent. So if we're going
Mhm.
against the grain and we're rewiring our brain, rewiring our nervous system, and really setting intention, it's not going to
Mhm.
happen in a minute. It's not going to happen in a day. But
Right.
that is a decision you make each and every day with an intention each
Yep.
and every day. And it doesn't mean you're a bad person if you have to reset yourself,
Mhm.
multiple times in a day. When I was going through my car accident, there were the days where I lost track how many times I had to reset myself because I would get into that auto programming, that record player, like, who are
Mhm.
you? You're broken. This is it, all of this. And I had to just calm my nervous system down, calm my mind down, and just say, I'm
Mhm.
doing the best I can. And I'm setting
Yeah.
intention to up level my life each and every minute of this day. And
Mhm.
shit happens. I mean,
Mhm.
there were days where I didn't do my physical therapy. So I figured out another way. I even got you'll laugh at this. I
Okay.
got so I got so bored with my physical therapy I had to work on my hand dexterity. So I got this little see-through owl, and it was a coin thing. So I had like a whole bunch of coins, and I would pick them up and put them in, and it was exciting to me because I could see it go in. But I made it fun
Mhm.
because I was losing the will to do the physical therapy because it wasn't fun. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I thought of creative ways to do my physical therapy. I would like listen to crazy music and, move my body and I just had to think of different, if it's something that's not really, making your heart happy,
Mhm.
make make it happy,
Yes.
make yourself really enjoy it because not doing something like me not doing my physical therapy, it kept me stuck. So I set intention, I made a decision, and I reset myself multiple times a day, you know
Mhm.
and if you're one of those people that are listening right now that is like, well, I didn't have this extreme car accident, whatever, that you can scale it back to fit in your life.
Yep.
Don't, leave yourself off the hook. You know what I mean? If you kind of, when you say somebody had it that rough, and they made it through it, but I can't do it, you're just writing yourself off.
That's
Trauma
right.
is trauma. You might have some micro traumas, you might have some macro traumas, but it's all trauma at the end of the day.
More more of the Kinsey dictionary. Micro
Yeah.
traumas, macro traumas. Mo what are you how are you today? I've had a moderate trauma. It was moderate. You're not wrong. I do like your scale. I like you using the scale because you had something thrust upon you.
Yeah,
Therefore, you had to deal with it.
right.
It's not easier and it's not harder, it's different.
Yeah.
And us in our normal day lives, when we have those micro traumas,
Hmm.
sometimes we just brush them off. But the
Yeah.
problem is that we didn't brush it off and clean it and wipe it down. There's still the residue of it there. And we
Hmm.
need to visit that and clean that up so that we can have room on our plate for other things during our day. I always tell people um, that I'm counseling that are dealing with pain. Sometimes I got people that are dealing with, opioid issues because they've been in pain for so long and they get onto the opioids and they can't stop. And then they do stop. And then now they're revisiting this pain that they just did not want to deal with. And the problem is that it's taking up so much of their RAM, I'll say.
Hmm.
They only have so much space
Yeah.
for their brain or their power of their day to do anything because they're in so much pain. And you can attest to this. You know what I'm talking about. You can't think of the simplest damn things because everything hurts.
Hmm.
So how to compartmentalize, not justify the pain because it is there, But we also need to make room for these things over here so that we can do them and do them accordingly. And I mean things like family, work, things that you need to do and participate in. You can't not participate in your family and in your significant other just because you're in pain. Share that with them, let them know, and maybe they can help you. But, we need to not just be focused on that one thing, broaden it.
Well, I'm going to take it further because with pain, avoidance is not the answer. With pain, you have to kind of befriend it, be one with it, and give it a voice. Kind of honor and celebrate it because you're alive, you're feeling it. There's a reason you have it. There's lessons from it. And once you can really befriend your pain, you can move through your pain. Because a lot of people I see in my nursing, is people just want to numb out from the pain. And numbing out and avoidance will just get you on this roller coaster of, meds. And you're just going to be numbed out and you're not really going to heal. But if you can, because I'm not on any prescription meds at all. And I really invested in natural solutions. I'm big with oils, big with, and everybody, my surgeon thought it was insane, at first. But when after one of my surgeries, I put lemongrass, Copiba, deep blue on my arm. And I put it on my arm and my hand, and he took the cast off and he goes, "What are you doing?" And I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I've never had anybody after this surgery have this minimal of swelling." And it was just because I embraced a different paradigm than the traditional medical.
And paradigm is a word.
It is.
Yeah. Well, that goes to show how, and I love what you said about embrace. You don't have to, we're not going to enjoy pain. Okay. Pain is pain, but you need to accept that it's there and embrace it. And it's going to go along for the ride for you. And we have to hope that it's going to be a relationship that we can have, and then we can usher it out.
Right.
There's got to be that end game at some point. But yeah, I can see you doing the oils. I can see you doing the whatever the words that you said, and I'm not against it.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not against the woo woo. I just I like to see, results, and you're talking about results. So I love it. I love it.
It's not so much woo-woo now. There's a lot of research on it. It's just
it's a term. I wasn't trying to be insulting. It's a term.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just clarifying for everybody.
No, I think there's a lot of goodness in doing naturopathic things.
Yeah.
Not everything is what is that? What was it? Pfizer? I don't want to say the wrong company, but somebody said better living through chemistry. Maybe it was Rexall. Yeah. Better living through chemistry. Well, kind of. Yeah, you can, but not all answers are best through that. I think that there's a lot of naturopathic answers that could be better. So
a lot of the medications, they have a natural, they are based upon that. Like wintergreen essential oils is the basis of aspirin. You know what I mean? So, there's a lot of different, essential oils and natural solutions that, the prescription meds come from, but they're synthetic, where, natural solutions. And it depends where you get them from. I have my favorite brand.
Sure.
They have their third-party testing and all that. Me being a nurse, I geeked out on that. But
oh, sure. Absolutely. And you being a nurse actually kind of underlines this too. because you deal in the world of medicine and you see people with different ailments and situations, and you know that there are some medications like, yep, that's going to do the job. And then there's other times where, I mean, it's not up to you to prescribe it, obviously, but there's other times where you're going like, I wish I could say, do this, you know, because it's going to be a better route for that person, and not very invasive. I'm going to make up my words too. I've got my own words.
But no, I mean, when I'm coaching my clients and they're dealing with pain, I really just have them really be at one with their pain. Breathe into your pain. Give your pain a voice. What is it trying to tell you? Because once you get in that observance and that reflection, you can really see like what you're doing in your day-to-day that is contributing to that, and what you can eliminate out of your day to decrease your pain. Some people, I recommend doing a journal, like when they notice the pain, I have them put the weather, I have them, you know, because it's all just putting the pieces together so that each day you learn, and each day you can adjust, you know, you act, assess, and adjust. So
that's good. And I liked what you said about, oh gosh, what was the word that you used? But, you know, it was kind of like be in the moment of it. I wish I could remember. Reflect. That was the word, you know, reflect on it. People that haven't done that, I feel that they should take the time to reflect on different situations in their day just to practice that movement. And I don't want to say it's an out of body experience. That's, again, woo woo, you know, that's way out, but it is a part of your brain that you go to. And it reminds me of, and I'm not even a movie guy, but have you seen the movie The Lawnmower Man?
No.
Okay. It's it. Well, I won't go into it, but basically it's somebody that's not very intelligent, and they get this ability to take on all of this intelligence.
Right.
And it's not only in the intelligence that they take on, they're actually self-reflecting on what they're learning, and then kind of exacerbating their learning from the reflections. So what I'm saying is, it's a way to learn. As you reflect on it, you get to look on it in a different way. This is what counseling does. We take these things, we look at them, we put them out on the proverbial coffee table, and then we look at this angle, we reflect on this, and we change the vision of that and go, oh, well, that's a different way to look at it. Cool. And then you can go after the situation or problem or difficulty accordingly.
Right. Right. You know, when you're in that state of observance where you're kind of disassociating yourself from your normal way you are unplugging from the emotional weight of the circumstance. You are just doing that bird's eye view, and you're not plugging into the emotions. And that is very key to move through it, because you have to have a time and a space where you can just observe and reflect, you know, because I think a lot of people use the word reflect, and most people don't know what that means.
Correct. No, absolutely correct. They don't know what that means.
They're anchoring emotion.
Yeah.
And that's not what we're saying. That's it. We're anchoring an emotion will get you nowhere fast and frustrated. If you observe it, not anchoring to the emotions, you can see clearly. You can journal on it. You can put the pieces together, you know, and that's key to, you know, transforming your life.
Yep. Wow. We took this from take one day at a time to reflecting. And that's powerful, because that is kind of what that is. Taking things one day at a time is actually stopping down and going, okay, this is a situation for this hour. You know, there's that song, What a Difference a Day Makes, 24 little hours. And I always thought, okay, yeah, cute, funny. But I've had situations where I've reflected and went, this is going to be different tomorrow. This is. It's going to be different tomorrow. And it is. It's different that day. because you're in the feeling, and you
Right.
have to take that feeling and move it to the side. You can honor it, but you need to move it to the side and not have it take over everything that you're thinking and doing.
Right. Because I think most people, they are worrying about the future, because they're focusing
Sure.
on the circumstances, or they're judging themselves from the past, the shame, the guilt, the fear, and
Mhm.
they get in this limbo of jumping back in this what's hopscotch. There you go.
Hopscotch. Easy for you to say.
I know.
Mhm.
And they bounce over the present and they never sit in the present. And this is really where we're going here. Yeah,
Mhm.
is being
Yep.
present, is being at one with yourself, and it allows you to tap into your intuitive space. If you
Mhm.
can, observe what's going on and
Yeah.
really regulate your mind, really regulate your nervous system, and really become coherent and align all of your brains, your mind, your
Mhm.
heart, and your gut. That's a whole nother topic, but
Yeah, but I mean, let's pass that on as we're wrapping up, because that's something that we would ask people to practice, because
Mhm,
I think that we could both agree that that is something healthy for them to experiment with and try and do. There's not going to be any harm in it,
right.
because if we can take the time to do that reflection, we're
Mhm,
probably going to gain something out of it, and we're going to gain a tool for later. That's the other
right.
key. So,
I think a big hurdle for a lot of people, because I was very much this way, of had a I had to control everything, so everything had to be perfect. So when you try something new, you don't embrace it as a learning experience. You're like, I
oh,
did everything wrong.
oh, so much. I mean, I'm feeling, I'm being counseled right now, honest to God, because that is me. No, really, it is. I mean, I don't want to do this because I'm not going to be perfect at it.
Yeah.
Try it anyway.
I know.
Try it anyway.
Even doing this, like I was like,
Yeah, this.
I haven't figured out YouTube, how the algorithm, whatever. Let's just do it and we'll
Hmm.
figure it out. And that's what we're doing. So like, subscribe, do all that fun jazz, share, do everything, write
Hmm.
questions, what you want to
Yep.
talk about. This is a space for us to just gain perspective, and
Hmm.
it's a place to be seen and heard. I mean,
Yeah.
with counseling and coaching, it is all about being seen and heard. And it's super powerful when you get that, you
Yep.
know, and you can cultivate that in your own life. And it's easy to get bogged down in life because a lot of people are very negative. Um, a lot of people like to gossip. Even me
Hmm.
going back to nursing, um, after my car accident, like me before my car accident, me after, I see the pitfalls, of the negativity. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
when I work, I have to I have to recalibrate my body a lot because there's a lot of negativity. And
Hmm.
nothing against nurses or whatever. It's a stressful job, so sometimes, it can be a little off color,
Oh,
but
yeah.
but I try to be positive. I mean, you can excuse yourself out of a conversation, because
Hmm.
there was a group of people talking and they were talking about somebody, and
Hmm.
I just go, I hate to hear what you say about me when I walk out of the room. You
Hmm.
know? And they were just like, "What?" And I go, "Well, you were nice to him when he was in the room, and now you're talking smack, right?"
Hmm.
And then they kept on
Yeah.
going. I go, "I'm gonna remove myself from this conversation." And I
Hmm.
left, and everybody
Yeah.
got quiet. Because people just don't do that. But I think it's imperative that
Yeah.
you can control your space. I
Yeah.
wasn't gonna be a part of that negative gossip, you know,
Right.
Because
And
Terry
I think you
Ledger,
meant to say that people shouldn't do that.
yeah, shouldn't do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Because they do
yeah.
that, and it is the lowest form of communication, as I was taught, is gossip.
Well,
So
it's all a lower vibrational. I'm about energy and vibrations. I mean, you want to,
if
you
you're
know,
just joining us, this is the Kinsey Woo Woo Show, and
stop it.
we're gonna talk about
Not
vibrations
woo-woo.
and oil and
There's
rubbing
so
basmati rice on our arm or whatever it was. I don't know. I just got to give you shit.
I know. I know. So, really, it's just you have the power. Your circumstances doesn't define you. It really
Yeah,
is your reaction determines the outcome. And I
beautiful.
a lot of people, they just say I don't have any self-esteem. And we all have the same amount of self-esteem. It doesn't grow or get less. It just gets covered by shit. I call it the plate of life. What is on your plate of life? What are you focusing on? What are you focusing on that plate? Are you focusing
I
on the
like that.
circumstances? Yeah.
Mhm. You use a plate, and I use a pie. I say
Yeah.
the pie that you have, and there's different slices of your pie. So
Yeah.
it's both food related. I'm hungry now. God,
I
both
know.
food related. That's terrible.
Well, I'll even have people like with a plate and I'll have them have like sticky notes and I'm like, write down your circumstances and put them on the plate. And each day make a decision, an intention to move through
Hmm.
them. You just expand your capacity so that you can see your self-esteem. It's just covered up.
Hmm.
It's just
That's
covered
right.
up.
Yep.
And so,
That's a
um,
good spot.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
yep,
Well, we're stumbling through this too. This is our pain together. We're
yep,
doing this. We're trying to learn as we go. You said something about the algorithm, and I reflect back to earlier shows and how we bumbled around, and we still enjoyed it because we're trying to do the right thing. We enjoy what we're doing. This isn't a monetary thing. This is something that we do just because we want to share the goodness
yeah,
of the things that you and I have been taught
yeah,
and shown in our lives. And we tend to, as professionals and clinicians, forget that everybody didn't have the background and the teachings that we did.
right.
So it's good to share.
And even with all the education and with everything that we've been through and there are moments where you're just like, fuck, man. It happens to the best of us. There's,
Oh, it does. We are not impervious to it. Oh, no.
it's,
But, at least we have the tools. But, there are those moments where we go, oh, fuck.
yeah,
What am I going to do with this? Okay, stop. Let's assess instead of react, because I teach people the thoughts, feelings, actions 7,
mhm,
like the road that you take there. And if you have a thought and then a feeling and then an action that happens in a couple of seconds, you're probably not processing,
right.
and you need to process through that. So
But the thing with awareness, like once you realize how your mind works, how you're to regulate your body, how to do all of these things, it collapses time, meaning you are aware of what you're doing, what your limiting beliefs are, what is going on in your body faster. So your day doesn't turn into a week turns into a month turns
right.
into a year. It might be like an hour where you're just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. And you know what
Hmm.
I mean? And you get in
Yeah.
that and you're like, nope, next. And that's what I tell myself when I get in that mode. I'm just like, next. And then
Yep.
I do my affirmations and I really feel my affirmations because I love it when I work with people and they're like, I did my affirmations. I go, did you feel it though? And they're like, what do you mean? And I go, you have to feel the affirmation. You have to resonate.
You do. You
Yeah,
can't just say it. You have to feel it.
yeah. Saying
Yep.
it's just like a parrot. I mean, it doesn't do anything. You know what I mean? You're just parodying something that you want to be. You're not actually feeling how you want to be.
I am awesome. I am awesome. I am awesome.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, you're right. And I know that there was a Saturday Night Live skit 20 plus years ago, back in the Gen X days.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the guy that was the counselor, but the counselor's name was Stuart Smalley. You know, and at the start of the show, he would be looking in this mirror, and he had on the quintessential counselor cardigan sweater with the shirt buttoned all the way up to the top, really tight, like in the 80s, you know. And he had the big glasses, you know, like I have glasses. Okay, I wear these normally, but I don't wear them here because I literally can't see the camera or you right now because I'm nearsighted. Right. But I mean, these glasses are just like Sally Jesse Raphael glasses, and he's looking into the mirror, and he's going, you know, it's gonna be a great day because I'm good enough and I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
I remember that was hilarious.
Hi, I'm Stuart Smalley. You know, and it was absolutely taking the piss out of all of it. Yeah. But it is true that if you keep saying it, the affirmations will have an effect. I think it was Bruce Lee that said, don't say negative things about yourself because your body hears what your mind is saying. Like,
well, it's neuroplasticity.
All right.
You have to lay new pipe.
Auf English, bitte? Was ist los? What? What did you say?
Neuroplasticity.
Okay, thank you. I think that the mic cut out there. I couldn't hear what you were saying. I'm like, Kinsey, you have to stop making up words. You're smart. You don't have to make shit up, okay? We love you. No, it's something that I invented. It's called toxipastness.
Every word that they say is a word. I might mix them together, but...
Yes. Again, we've got Kinseyisms. They're Kinseyisms.
I know.
Yeah. So be sure today to take the moment to affirm, to know that you're alive, that things are in your hands, and that you can go forward and make something good happen.
You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect at it.
No. Nope, you don't. You're not going to be perfect.
Yep.
There was a guy in this really famous book that was not perfect either. I think it's the biggest selling book around the world, the Bible or something like that. Yeah, it's a made up word. Yeah, he wasn't perfect either. So neither are you.
Nobody.
So accept it. Nobody is.
No.
Nobody.
We all have things that we're working on, and we're all growing our capacity to hold more.
Yes. So give yourself the grace. Yep.
Grace and ease, my friends. Grace and ease.
Grace and ease. Let's make that one word. It's a Kinseyism now. Grace and ease.
Grace and ease.
Grace and ease. What do you speak? I speak grace and ease. I don't know if you do.
I love it. I don't know if this I don't know if this meme, whatever.
We were gonna go a full week without you screwing that word up.
I know. But I really liked it because it made me laugh.
If there's one thing Gen X loves, it's being told who they are and what they should do. Oh. Yeah. Yep, that's true. Yeah, we love that. We love that so much. Yeah, after no, we don't. We don't.
No, it's very sarcastic.
Yes.
But the thing is sometimes we get stuck in that rut of where we think that we are right. And this is the way we've done life. And this is the way we're going to do life. But there's a reason why you're not embracing life. And it's a choice, a decision to set intention to grow. So
and it's a pattern that we get into because we're comfortable in that pattern. So
Mhm.
therefore, we're going to keep doing that. And breaking out of the pattern is uncomfortable, and I get it. But I implore you, please give it a try.
Yeah.
Break out a little bit. See what's out there.
Yeah.
And like I said, give yourself grace and ease. Grace and ease.
Knees.
Grace and ease.
Grace and knees.
Good. All right. Well, I guess until next week.
Yes. Like, subscribe, do all that fun jazz.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't a monologue, it's a
No.
dialogue. So put your questions, put your aha moments, put your intentions, whatever makes your heart happy, put on there. This is a place to uplift. We really want it to be a space where we rise up together and heal together. And
That's right.
you know, that's what growing in life is all about. And I think this world would be such a better place if we all embraced ourselves and really embraced our imperfect selves, because we're all perfectly perfect, imperfectly perfect, you know?
That was perfectly said.
Thank
Perfectly said.
you.
Yes. Yes.
So until next week, like, subscribe.
Yes.
And Jess.
Yep.
All right.
We'll see you then.
Bye-bye.
All right.